Colleen, a bit of Pedro Neto, a bit of Yuri Tillemans to finish the squad off. What do you reckon?
Oh, mate, it's beautiful. I can't complain. I can't remember being this happy as an Arsenal fan. Like, genuinely. 3 wins out of 3, actually addressing areas that we need to address. Fingers crossed they come through. I can't complain at all. That's why I'm smiling whilst Roy's there on his monologue sounding all down in the dumps. What's doing Arteta? Freaking a madness, mate. Listen, they are my little title challengers. They're the dark horses there. I'm telling you now. I don't even care. I don't care.
Oh, you said title.
Listen.
Let me say that.
No, you heard correctly, and I'm going to explain why, right?
Remember, this can get clipped, so just make sure you know what you're saying.
Whoa. I don't care. I'll tell you why I don't care.
It's going to be clipped, but let them speak. No interruptions. We need to make this clip great. This nice and quiet.
Yeah.
No, you can't even come for me for this. I don't care. I'm not on here as Terry. I'm not a host or anything like that. I'm here as an Arsenal fan, and I'm going to take in this moment and enjoy and believe whilst I can. Listen, we could get pammed next week, but in this moment, let me live in my delusion. Let me live in this Disney Plus universe, because I don't know when it's going to happen again. So let me live, let me enjoy. And listen, we've got 3 Gabriels, a Jesus, and a Mohammed in the squad. I'm telling you now, that title's coming home to end the fight.
So you're not just challenging, you're bringing it home.
Wait, hold up. So Arsenal went from Arsenal went from trying to achieve top 4 to not actually achieving top 4 to all of a sudden jumping as title contenders. Look, Arsenal have improved as a team. Arsenal has improved as a team, and I get your gas. You're happy that there's 3 games.
It's too
but
happy.
But in reality, you face Palace, you face Bournemouth, and what's the other game?
Leicester.
The other game. Leicester, yeah, Leicester.
Leave it out. Crystal Palace are a good side. Leave it out. Crystal Palace are good.
You beat them, but they're the title contenders. You're nowhere near Man City or Liverpool.
I hear it. I hear you. And the realistic side of me hears you too. But where's the fun in that of me just being like, oh, well, we're doing good, but, got to keep my feet on the ground. I'm a fan, and I don't care. I'm going to be like, do you know what? Let's go. Let's see how far we go. I don't care.
I remember last season when Gal was doing all this, believing in the top 4, and all the Arsenal fans were saying, no, be on the ground, be realistic. It could happen, but let's not go too ahead of ourselves. And now Colleen's on this train because she's seen all or nothing. She saw
it's all or nothing.
Arteta's drawings.
Arteta was telling the stories about how he had surgery as a kid, and Colleen's flying in. She's all in now.
She's buying the drawing.
She's buying the hype. But 3 games.
I'll be honest,
3 games.
Neto is a very, very good signing. I'm very worried because I think
that's actually quite annoying.
Arsenal are, at the moment, are looking like they're going to have one of the best young teams in Europe, and that's what's scary. Is they have so many good young players that in 2 to 3 years could be one of the best talents, all of the best talents around, and that's one thing we can't take away from them. They play good football too, but let's be honest. Like I just said, Arsenal literally had on the Athletic the easiest running at the start of the season. It was voted that they had the easiest start to the season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. None of the players, none of the teams that you played. Yes, of course, you can only play the teams in front of you. We know the saying, but at the end of the day, if it's an easy game and easy players and easy teams, then it's going to look better. You're going to feel happier. And when you get 3 wins in a row, you can take it out of context, but you haven't versed anyone good. Arsenal tend to drop points in the bigger games against the harder teams, especially when you go away as well. So let's wait to see you play those games before you start talking about title challenge or anything silly like that.
No, you have to give them respect, though. You have to give them respect because you're talking about easier games. Last season, Arsenal didn't beat Palace. This season, they managed to get over that hype. Apart from Bournemouth, which is an easier game, even in a team like Leicester, yes, we're laughing at them now, but it's like the Premier League is mad competitive, and they have managed to go through them hurdles. I don't know whether statistically it was the easiest fixture running. You have to give them credit for where it's due. They have improved as a team. Saliba looks great. Jesus looks great. I think they need depth, and buying these 2 players, I think it's going to improve them as a whole squad rather than maybe arguably sign 11, where I don't know exactly how they'll fit in. Also have improved, but there's still a long way to go and a lot more to see for
it's like you said, though, their level last year was Europa League. So they've improved, but they've not improved to go title challenges or top 4,
Yeah.
guaranteed top 4. They've improved to be, oh yeah, we can challenge for top 4 properly now. That's all it is. That's the way I see it. They haven't improved enough.
Speaking of Pedro Neto, like, why this makes me laugh is because we're pursuing Anthony Gordon, a significantly inferior player, for the same price as Pedro Neto, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. When we need a winger like Neto more than we need a backup wing or whatever position.
You're doing it again though, Roy. Like nearly everything you say about your manager's decisions, you don't like Harry coaches, you talent ID, Harry plays football.
Okay. I didn't. No. I said positive stuff about Tuchel.
I can't raise my voice above yours. I'm very sorry.
Go on.
Like you're saying, you don't rate your talent ID. You don't like the players he's going after. You don't like the style of football. You don't think in 18 months he's accountable for the attackers not being good enough. What do you actually like about him?
I love Tuchel. As in, like in big games, he sets us up really, really well. As in, obviously excluding Leeds. Defensively, he's made us really solid. Like he's improved a lot of the defenders. He's made cover better. He's turned Reece James into a world-class fullback. Like he's made a lot of improvements. There are just certain big ones where I
just needed to ask. I'm going to agree, by the way, almost agree with Colleen. I said at the weekend, I think Arsenal could challenge for the title this year. And I'd say slightly agree is because it's about who they sign. So you bring in Yuri Tielemans and Pedro Neto.
I think they need a backup DM as well.
Yeah. And if they continue to progress at the rate they are, I think they could be a team that really closes the gap down on the teams at the top and is in and around it. I don't think they'll win the league. I don't think they'll win the league this year, but this Arsenal team looks dangerous. There is a belief there. The football looks brilliant. They're strong at the back. And I think that however good we see them today in these opening 3 games, I think there is a potential for this team to become exponentially better, especially with these new signings. And I made this point Saturday and I stand by it. I remember the year that Leicester won the league. And from about October until basically they lifted the trophy, every week the word was, they'll fall away though. They'll fall away though. They'll fall away. And I think people are going to keep that energy with Arsenal all season. They'll fall soon. They'll crumble soon. And I don't think they will. I think they're going to have an excellent year. I'm still predicting a 3rd place finish as things stand right now. And if they do bring in Neto and if they do bring in Yuri Tielemans, honest to God, they're going to be very hard for everybody to catch because right now, so far, I know it's only 3 games. 3 games in, they've been the best team in the Premier League so far, in my opinion. And I think there's a lot more to come from them. A few acid tests as well. You've got to see how they do against some of the bigger teams. There's some tough away fixtures to come up as well. But I think Arsenal are going to be sensational this year. I really, really do. Win the league? Probably not. But I think they're going to do very, very well.
I just think there's a mentality. I think they're doing really well to start this season. I do have to take back that Gabriel Jesus is not just a short of Lukaku. He might be slightly better than that man. But but the thing is, the way I see this Arsenal squad going, they'll have really good highs throughout the season and really good runs of form. You'll see them win 6, 7, 8 on the bounce. But I think it'll be a season where once they lose one, they'll have a barren spell where it's 2, 3, 4 games where they struggle to pick up points. And then it'll be another win. There won't be the consistency there this season, I don't think, for Arsenal. I think if they get the signings in, there might be a couple of less drop-offs, but the same issues will still arise. And then next season, once you're in a more normal season, really, where you're not playing 2 games a week, 20 times a season, you might be able to give even more of a concerted effort, especially if your youngsters develop more. You've had a really good start. I just don't think there's the consistency there to properly keep it up.
I think it's a mental thing as well, because like Tom said, I think if, let's say, obviously, God forbid this happens, they keep this up until the end of the season, and then they have a lot of crunch games where City and Liverpool are used to it, and Pep can say, listen, we've been here before, you know what to do, so go out and do it. With Arteta and Arsenal, it's like, okay, we've never been here before, so we're going to maybe take our usual approach, or we might he might overthink it, or he might not see something which he should see, which could mean that'd be the reason they fall off. But I see a few similarities between, and then I don't think Arsenal will make quite the jump that Liverpool did, but before they got 98 points and they properly challenged, I think they went from a top 4 side into a side which they made a big improvement, and that was when they signed Van Dijk and Alisson and all these guys. And obviously you didn't sign players of that quality, but you brought back Saliba, you signed Zinchenko, I think is a great signing. You signed Jesus as well, who's solved your striker issues. You've got a few pillars in your team who are going to be playing close to 30 games a season and are going to be huge players for you. So I think it's just a matter of how big a jump can you make. Like if Chelsea and Spurs don't have a good season, you can make a huge jump. And if they do, then you might just jump into third, fourth place.
The point for Arsenal fans is that this is probably, listen, regardless of what I've said overall, there's this first time since like the Wenger days that Arsenal fans are collectively buying into the team, buying into even like starting to warm up to the ownership. And no, we've never liked the Conkeys. And even when they've been there and then they've become a full ownership, we've never rated them. And still, we've not won anything, we've not won a title with them yet. So there's still question marks. But this is the first time of me supporting Arsenal in this modern Arsenal era that everyone's buying into the manager. Everyone's buying into, you know, the signings that we're going to make, especially after last season when we bought Tomiyasu, Ramsdale. Everyone was like, what? And they turned out to be really good signings. It's just this feeling that we are going to do something special, whether it's this season or the next. Listen, me, like I said, as a fan, I'm putting all like realism aside and I'm just enjoying the moment. But I do think collectively as a fan base, we are feeling like, you know, for once, is this banter era finally over? That's kind of the feeling.
I personally feel like Arsenal top 4 this season is realistic. I think they should get top 4. I think you'll be the 3rd best team. But what I'm concerned about is throughout the season, let's say you have injuries in certain positions. Do you have the depth? For example, if Jesus was to get injured, is Nketiah going to step up? Is he going to be able to deliver onto the plate? I'm not too sure. And I think throughout the season, look, Arteta has been at Arsenal for a few years now. He knows the players. He knows exactly what you need. I think the players know what to need as well. And you've gone through some low points. So I feel like that experience will help you achieve that top 4. But for you to go and maybe challenge for the title, first of all, I think it was Rory who talked about Klopp compared to Arteta in terms of that bounce. Klopp is an experienced manager. Arteta still ain't. I feel like Arteta still got a way to go to go and reach that stage. But for me, Arteta could potentially do that, but you might need more experience in your squad. You've got some fantastic young players, but maybe this season it might be a couple months in. You might be saying,
I'll invite you down to the parade in May. Don't worry, I'll invite you down.
It'll be the first one she's been to in what 25 years.
Come to the parade.
If you're not celebrating top 4 parades, I'll be there. Don't worry. But I don't think there's going to be a parade
you can get at this rate as United. Jesus.
No.
I mean, Colleen, when it's your first year in top 4 in 7 years, I think there might be a parade.
True, that's a big achievement.
I'm a Tottenham fan. Get out.
I mean, they make top 4 regularly.
Realistic as well.
Have you been to a parade for Tottenham?
Colleen, do you think you have more?
Yes.
Have you been to an Arsenal parade, Colleen? Did you go to the Invincibles one?
I was 8 and I was there.
Are you there?
Yes, I was alive.
Do you still remember it? Because obviously it was quite a long time ago. Obviously, you've been growing up a lot since.
Sorry, hang on. I'm sorry. I was getting on to George because there's no way in hell he's been to a Tottenham one, and now this is getting flipped onto me. Can we focus on my agenda? Why are we back flipping onto me? What the hell's going on?
Listen, George's parents haven't even seen a title parade, let alone he himself.
There is no way. I will do it there. There's no way Arsenal will win in the title. There is no way.
No. It's
top 3. Yeah.
They don't have what it takes this year. But next year,
they don't have experience. They don't have the experience, and it's not a bad thing. You'll get there eventually. You're heading in the right direction. That's a positive. Look at teams like Man United fighting relegation battles with Everton. Look, you ain't down there. But the problem is, the problem is it takes a while, and you're heading in the right direction.
I just don't see a world in which Arteta beats Guardiola to a title on his first try. I just don't see it.
Listen,
Klopp needed 98 points and he still didn't win it.
Anything can happen. That's why I'm saying I don't care. I'm enjoying the moment. Let's see it. When you do, you guys are welcome to come. You're welcome.
I hear that, people.